Hello and welcome back to the channel. So as usual, this is the Discord stream, and I'm recording on Discord up over here and then re-recording up here to put onto YouTube later. Now I'm trying something a little bit different. It's getting a little bit grey outside and I've not got much lighting on in here, so I'm using the camera flash, so there might be a little bit of glare on the screen. We'll see how it turns out in actual games. I'm getting a little message here saying we've got a slow connection, reduce your bitrate, so I don't think I'm going to do that. I've already tested my internet connection. We're getting about 65 megabits to this machine. Obviously that was just before I started to stream and the recording, so we'll see how that pans out. I wanted to try some ray-traced games today, so we'll see how successful that is. Now I'm just going to start with one of my favourites. We're going to start with a little bit of Spider-Man. I say it's my favourite. It's just a game I've finally started to get around to playing, so we'll play a little bit of it now. So on my Abxylute, I'm remote controlling my mini PC that's indoors right now. So that mini PC is from Minisforum. It's an HX80G, which is our cheapest one, with a dedicated GPU. A Radeon 6600M. Which is a mobile version of the 6600. It's got 8 gig of DDR6 and it's a Ryzen 5800U, so 8 cores, 16 threads. Well, I also have 16 gigabytes of DDR4. It's just crucial, the cheapest stuff I could get hold of, and I have to say it runs particularly well for such a budget conscious PC with dedicated GPU. It's pretty good. So I'm streaming from that now. That is plugged directly into my router over a 2.5 gig network cable. We're connecting via a mesh network. Bit of a bubble going on. I am at the furthest point away in that mesh network, so my internet connection is not brilliant out here. All about 60 gigabits, I've said before. We're obviously streaming just now over on the Discord channel. Don't know if anyone's joined yet. We've got the slow bitrate message coming up, so this might start a bit today, or I might stop, but we'll see. So what I'm actually running settings-wise, see if I can give you the display and graphics. We're running 1080p. I'm using 1080p in Moonlight. We could drop that to 720p and it would still look pretty good. Rendering at 1080p on the Minisforum PC. I've locked it to 60Hz with VSync on. We're using FSR 2.1 quality setting, which was just default. Custom preset, picked medium. I've changed a few things down to low, but we've turned on Raytracing. Now there's high and very high, that's the only settings you've got, so we'll just play at this. And I have to say, I've been playing it through a little bit. I'm up to 9% of the game, still not very much. We'll turn that down a little bit, but I have to say, plays well. The reflections are amazing. Let's just play through this for a little while. So you see quite a lot of bloom on the screen here. That's because I'm using the flash in the camera here just to give myself a bit better lighting. So sorry about that.
Mr. Lee's probably in the kitchen getting ready for the party.
I was like, I've done this bit, but I haven't. I did it on PS4, didn't I? That's the problem with splitting your time between two different platforms. Look at these reflections though. Look at that. Shiny reflection on the floor. Now it's good in PS4, but turning on reflections is just so good. Honestly, ray tracing is absolutely a gimmick. But see when you turn it on, see if you can still get usable FPS. Now this is pretty much 60 FPS. It's not totally stable at 60 FPS, it will dip. Certainly indoors it dropped to 59 there I think. Outside, when you're swinging from building to building, it can drop down to 55. But it's not put me off in game at any point. But just look at that. Just gives it that little extra level of realism, doesn't it? Now, I think we'll play a bit of Doom Eternal in a little while. And you'll see then what I mean about that extra realism. I know it's just a unrealistic game, but that's not really the point. When you see yourself reflected in glass windows and stuff, it's can be quite distracting in the game. You know, you snapshot in that direction because you think it's another monster, but actually it's yourself.
What a nice surprise. Need some help? Yeah, sure. Oh, there are some heavy boxes. No. I mean, not yet. I mean, I came to,
So I don't know if anyone's joining the stream.
just wanted to talk.
It's been a problem I've found with the Discord stream that I tend to broadcast kind of late.
Are you in trouble? Do you need money? No, I mean, a little bit.
Now the white balance might, or the balance might be going up and down a bit, and the focus might be going up and down a bit. I think it's because my hands are throwing it in and out of balance.
She's a great girl.
She is.
If we can just get it to stay in balance, that'll be great. We'll see. And I've got the brightness set with adaptive brightness off. We're on almost the highest brightness setting here. Now I always try to keep the frame time graph up here, so you should be able to see that. You will see it spiking every now and then, but most of the time it's very, very stable. We're pulling, the GPU's pulling 69 watts at the moment. It's just under 80% utilised. The CPU's pulling nearly 28 watts. That's only 26% utilised. It's a good point. You know, the ROG Ally, I've mentioned this in another video that I've posted, the ROG Ally is, you know, absolutely banging for what you're getting. But you still can't beat streaming from another device. Obviously, you could do that with your ROG Ally as well. And it's got an even higher screen than this Abxylute. But for the price to performance and for the money you spend on the Abxylute, I'm really impressed.
Thanks again for setting all this up.
And
Wish I could do more. Well, May's always told me if you help
I'm not sure how much I can say right now, but a little birdie has told me that the Abxylute, that was just vibrating there and I wondered why, and it was a little bit of feedback to let you know the phone was ringing in his pocket. That was quite cool. So a little birdie has told me that the Abxylute may be shipping very soon.
check it outside.
And that everyone should keep an eye on their email over the next few days, shall I say. I think the start of June is going to be quite an exciting time for quite a lot of people. Now I could try and give exclusive spoilers and tell you the exact date that the little birdie has told me, but I'm not going to do that because if it doesn't turn out to be true, it'll be more irritating than anything else. But I will say,
Voicemail from Yuri. Hey, silent alarm at the auction house holding Fisk's estate sale just tripped. Could you check it out? Quietly? I don't want to make a scene if it's nothing.
Fisk estate sale. Sounds fun. Wonder what the kingpin had hidden in his closets.
Nearby units advised. Witnesses called into mugging. Need immediate response at Union Square.
that was a good timer.
Oh, it is on. How was I able to find him up there, huh?
Whee! That was one hell of a good punch.
Well, we are going to jail, so...
It wasn't what I was looking for. What was I looking for?
I lost track of you at the party.
Yeah, I had to get to the lab. Sorry.
Don't apologize. I just wanted to tell you how much what you said meant to me. I always wonder if I'm doing right by you.
Well, stop wondering. After parents and Uncle Ben, there are so many times I would have fallen apart if not for you.
Well, that works both ways, Peter. I just wanted to make sure you knew that.
May, I don't know what to say.
Oh, I think Mr. Lee needs my help. I should go. See you soon, dear. I love you.
Love you too.
So I did post another video yesterday, it would be now. It was today really, but by the time this video goes live, it was yesterday. That we've heard that the Ioneo Air Plus 1215U will be shipping in the next week or two as well. So always good. Paddy's up here.
Ever hear a knocking?
Oops. Well, you'll not be coming back from that, will he?
If I'd actually let you break in, you'd be going away for a lot longer.
Let's see, you can get moonlight shadows there by the looks of it. Look at that. Fantastic. Still not very good with these controls.
Robbery reported. Please respond. Any officers in Nomad, please respond.
Guys! Guns to the face is not proper consumer etiquette.
Concentrating a little too much on this game, eh? So yeah, Ioneo 1215U is coming.
Texted Yuri to pick these guys up.
And I have one on order, so that's going to be interesting for the channel. Looking forward to it arriving. Now I was looking forward to my AYN Mendocino powered Mini, but that's not coming. Not always very good at finding these backpacks. Where the hell could it be? There's people here, so it can't be there. Where is it?
Attention units, we've got reports of muggings in the area. Incident is active near Times Square. Proceed with caution.
Goodness sake, what could it be? It's around here somewhere. Getting bored looking for that. Let's just go do this next mission. Oh, here we go. What's happening now? More nice shiny floors.
There's someone else here. They must have taken it.
Those masks. Who are these guys? There's no one here but us. We will find the file, or you will die. This is bad. They'll kill her if I alert them. Need to pick them off silently.
There we go. Audio straight away. So I think perhaps I'll do some updates to my play night. Okay, what was I going to try? Doom, I think, yeah? Since that's got some pretty good ray tracing. Now, I've tried the ray tracing on Doom Eternal on the Steam Deck, and I have to say, I was pretty impressed. Worked really well. Now, the ray trace reflections on your gun or explosions going off, there's already some reflections in the non-ray traced version, but when you turn it on, it's just so much more rich. And then obviously there's the when you go past a glass window, you know it's a glass window just because of the way it's been animated. But when you go with ray tracing on, you see a reflection of your Doom guy. It's brilliant. So a little bit more immersive, but also can be quite distracting, but in a good way. Gives you that little twitch reaction. You turn around and you get the reflection of yourself, and you think you just loose off around without thinking. Now, if I was to run this game with ray tracing turned off, I'd be getting hundreds of frames per second, and it's in high settings, I think. When you turn ray tracing on, it drops down to usable 60 plus. I'm not super far on this either, so just another one of those games that I really aimed to play and never got around to properly playing it. In fact, I bought Doom. Now, I bought Doom on Nintendo Switch, I think, because I wanted to play it handheld, but obviously the graphics were a little bit toned down, shall we say. Not quite as sharp graphically. So this is ray tracing on, I believe. Let's just check. So, video. So 1080p, VSync is off, just so we can see the maximum number of FPS we get. Motion blur is off. And ray tracing is on. And we're on a custom preset, which is mostly high there. Well, motion blur's turned down, that's good. That is just a high preset. Okay. As you can see, lovely ray traced runny blood, lovely ray traced windows. Lovely volumetric light in there. Oh, I died already. I think I might be a little bit low on ammunition at that point. So what are we getting FPS wise? We were getting 86. I'll be sniffed at. Goodness me, I'm even so well here, am I? I think I might have ran past her. There we go. Chop, chop, chop. Let's wait for these little chaps to come up here, shall we? Pop. Let's see if we can get the big spidey guy in the head. Here he is. Oh my god. Died again. Ray tracing. Looks good. That doesn't make you good. We'll try one more time. Right, get down and stay down. Oh! I've got a motor rounds already. This ain't good. Now, I wanted to just show you. There you go, there's a Doom guy there, look, reflecting the glass. Or in this reflective mirror. And we're just going to turn off ray tracing, just so you can see what difference that makes. Because people say ray tracing makes no difference and it's a gimmick. And while I would generally agree in a lot of games, look, you'd completely missed out on the fact that that's not really that obvious it's a mirror or a mirrored surface. And the same goes for looking through glass. You can tell you look through glass because it's, you know, it's a little bit distorted. But when you turn on ray tracing, when you turn on ray tracing, it just gives you that, you know, imagine coming around a corner and, oh, who's that? You see something moving. I think that adds to the immersion. And I've got to admit, I love the ray tracing through the bloody puddles. Fantastic. So, I think that's enough of Doom, since I'm really not very good at it. We're going to try a little bit of Cyberpunk, I think. Can I see it there? Pretty sure it's installed. Ah, there it is. So I'll install this. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start a new game. Because I don't know what's happened to my save game. I hadn't got very far in this game. There's a bit of a pattern there, isn't there? I hadn't got very far in this game, and then some point I seemed to lose all my clothes. And I'm not really sure where I was in the game. So I think I'll just start a new game. This is quite a slow game in loading if I remember correctly, so we'll give it a little bit of time. Oh, connection was terminated. So I think that might have just been a poor connection to the PC. Ah, here we go, it's Game of Life now. Here we go. It's not very many FPS. Now I wonder if this was maybe me toying with this game. I think I think it might have been me messing around and I turned the settings up to max. We'll see. By settings I mean all the ray tracing. I turned it all on to see how low I could get the FPS. And the answer to that was 1. Currently at 65 at this loading bit here, which maybe suggests to me that I made some changes. Okay, but maybe not. So I think what we'll do, check the settings first. Graphics is custom and high. Let's just, we'll go down to defaults and just see what it says. Oh yeah, Raytracing Ultra. It's like, what? That's the default? Seriously? Let's go FSR switched on. 1080p. That's not going to look good. We'll try ray tracing low. And oh. Let's just try this, and we'll try run the benchmark and see how it turns out. I'll put this here just so that we can see what it looks like. Now I haven't overclocked the GPU on this. I did try at one point, but I've updated the latest graphical drivers from AMD, and the latest Radeon drivers for the 6600M doesn't have overclocking settings, which is a bit strange. Hopefully it'll return in a later version, because I don't really want to run on an old version of the driver. I don't think this is going to run particularly well, because we're only at 65 FPS at the loading screen, and normally it would be sitting really high, and then it would dip down. Well, I'll take that back. We've got ray tracing on, set to the lowest setting, but ray tracing turned on a high preset, and we're getting 65 FPS. So I would lock that to 60 and be happy with that. We're pulling about 80 watts from the GPU and 30 watts roughly from the CPU. This is why I think game streaming has got a real future. If you've got an okay, powerful enough PC, then leveraging your Wi-Fi in your house or a decent 5G connection, you can play games in much higher fidelity than you could on a dedicated x86 machine. Where the dedicated x86 wins, of course, is if you're somewhere where you don't have a good internet connection, or you just want a game without using an internet connection. Obviously, everyone's needs and wants are different. Now, if it was me going on holiday somewhere and I was taking a device with me, well, I would take two devices. I would take this, and I'd try to play at the highest settings I could, and if it didn't work, then I would also have my Steam Deck. Okay, so the average it says we got here was 64.9, the minimum we got was 50.8, max was 68. So that's pretty good. I think I would just lock that to 60 FPS. So our presets, ray tracing low, textures high, VSync is currently off, we'll soon fix that. I think we'll just keep that on. So yeah, it's local shadows were ray traced. I think that's the only thing that was ray traced, but I still think that looked pretty dang good.
I'll talk to Kirk, but then you're gonna owe me one.
So we're not... Oh, there's a bit of a stutter there. We're not quite 60 FPS there, eh? We're like mid 50s. Although, God, this feels so much smoother than it did on my RX 5500 XT. How do they get outside? Oh, going that way. Right, okay. Oh, it's jumped up to 65 FPS now. Oh, then back down to 58.
Hey, Kirk. Want to talk?
V, been a while? Spin it. What you need?
Pepe asked me to talk you up.
What, he too shot a hand over the Yetis himself? Tell him I don't fight. Not yet.
What's he owe you?
Afraid that's client confidentiality. Call it a lot. Leave it at that.
A cred shark with business ethics. Sounds too good to be true.
Well, there.
How's your problem? Cut him some slack, will you? He'll pay. Just need some more time.
Do I look like a priest that runs a charity to you? You borrow Eddie's, you gotta pay him back. With interest. It's common knowledge. You suggesting I let a flaky deal off the hook?
No, you let him off because it's me asking.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to bleep out some of this dialogue.
So I need to know what I get out of it.
Transactions go two ways, I get that. I'll owe you a favor. Tempting.
Got a Nova idea already.
What's this?
Grab a look. Cream ride there on the page. Only 4 of them in NC as of now. 1, Rayfield Regional Director. 2, Mayor Ryan. 3, a rental service.
And 4?
Number 4 will belong to my client.
Who said that?
Kirk, I see the ride.
Your moment to shine, kiddo. Good luck.
Let's take this piece of wonder tech for a whirl.
You're a man of little faith. See? We're rich. Now fire her up and call me when you're underway. Tell you where to go.
Looks like this This'll be a cool breeze.
Okay.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Easy. Nothing personal, compa. Just biz. Rayfield's mine.
What? Man, never heard of thieves' honor.
Oh, that's this bit now. I think I'll use this as an opportunity to just sign off. We've done a little bit over an hour. We're on Raytracing on 3 different titles. And as you can see, it looks fantastic on this lovely 7-inch 1080p screen. Brilliant colour reproduction, and really enjoying it so far. So like I said earlier in the video, a little surprise coming soon to everyone that's booked one of these. So I've heard, a little birdie has told me that we should expect them a little bit sooner than some of the other handheld devices that are coming to market. Abxylute gave us a date, and they're pretty much going to stick to that date for shipping, so good on them. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.